Okay, I should get a prize for that face.
What happened? What have you
I
done?
pulled the face when you started again.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Knowing Who You
Do you want to do
Are.
it again?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, do you want me to start the show again?
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Okay, welcome to Knowing Who You Are, everyone. And I hope everyone is doing great. As you have seen last week.
Yeah, it was last week. We had 67
so
people who
we
joined in.
resumed our Knowing Who You Are live stream from last week. And yeah, we want to make it regular. As you can see, many things have changed in the meantime because we have had all new platform for Knowing Who You Are now. We have, starting from TikTok.
I mean, everything. We're on Instagram, TikTok, we're on Facebook via your page, and then, of course, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing daily posts for the last week. And only the beginning.
Keeping people informed in terms of what we're doing, new videos, new interviews, new live streams, and also a lot of shorts as well. And new trailers and everything, as you might see. And also, it would help us, as we always say, that because it's a new platform, we transferred everything to our new YouTube channel as well. So now, the live stream is happening on the new YouTube channel. So if you like and subscribe, that would help spreading the word, what we are trying, and this community we have already built over the years. But as you know, we plan, and as promised, I said that last year, that from this year onwards, it will be serious and we are more dedicated. And hopefully, we'll be with you along the way and all the way, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of the transferring of all the original lives that we did on our original channel. And just so you know, the reason for this is the original channel had a number of things mixed in with each other. Ershad's music has taken off to a whole new level. So he has this, all of his websites for his music. And we are created a full dedicated platform just for Knowing Who You Are. So I've had the good fun to go through a lot of the earlier lives and see all the amazing contributions that we've gotten from previous callers, previous viewers. We covered so many subjects, but we are also 4 years more intelligent since we started.
Hope so.
We've learned a lot.
With age comes wisdom, but with too much age comes other things. You start forgetting things. Well, we haven't reached that stage yet, as you know.
We're both
a little bit of gray hair here and there.
We're very proud of the inner child that is still very much alive with us.
So how's everyone? I hope everyone can see us, people who are joining now. And I can see a lot of people are joining. So hello to you all.
Very nice.
And let us know. I mean, if you feel okay to tell us who you are, where you're from, where you're tuning in from, you can. If not, we're not going to call you out.
We're just
so
happy
that's
that
fine.
You're with us.
You can, we're just happy that you are watching. And but that support, even that's a big support too. But as I say, please, you'll find the details on that. If you're watching on Facebook, it's already on the show description, or what the social media channels are from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, everywhere. If you like and subscribe and keep it going. And also, people, you can, I mean, from last week, we again resumed the phone calls as well. The studio line is open, so you can call us from anywhere around the world. Using your WhatsApp, so that'd be great too. And I love the chat, and because a lot of contributions over the years, whenever we had done the live stream, it came from the people who had called us live. And sometimes we had been fortunate to listen to some of your amazing life stories, and that really helped, I think, other people, and also the message we are trying to put across. So people who are watching now, first of all, happy Sunday. I hope you had a great weekend. I know in London the weather had been, in our end, it was okay, sunny, a little bit colder, but still better than no rain. So better than raining. That's how I should put it. So yeah, we had great time, and so far so good. Productive week and the weekend. So how was your week? We can start that on the positive note. And anything that didn't go well for you or that went really well for you, let's share, and how you managed that, and how do you think you'll change, or what you'll change going forward from this week onwards. what you felt that you didn't do right. That's why things didn't go according to your plans or your expectations. So far, so good. So how was your week?
My week was good. Very productive, actually. I spent a lot of time working on the channel, which was wonderful. Seeing again the interviews that we've done with all the professionals. We've done over 21 interviews with professionals in all different capacities who've given such a wealth of information, which I'm really excited to. Rather than blowing them up all over the channel, we're doing them one at a time, which has been really good. The weekend was very slow for me, unfortunately. I overdid some physical activities, which unfortunately got me desk ridden. But I used it to study, to read, and to just stay productive no matter what. Because if there's one thing that I cannot stand is not be productive. I think I've been like that since I've been like that since I was young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like productive?
Yeah, just like I can't. It's not like I can't sit still. Sometimes I can just enjoy, like we did the other night. We went for a walk and we just enjoyed, the peacefulness of it all. Then that's when you intentionally have a peaceful moment. That's fine.
Yeah.
But when you want something to do and you can't move or you can't do anything, then that's it. Oh.
No, man, it makes sense. Sometimes we need both. There are times when I feel like I don't want to talk to anyone. I mean, just have a very quiet moment, just on my own. Either read something or do nothing at all. It's very important because you need that reset period in your life as well. We can't always be on the go and just doing one thing after another and feeling like, okay, we are doing something. Sometimes for growth as well, you need stress, but at the same time, you need rest. Say, for example, people who work out, who go to the gym, there is a period that, okay, if you put a lot of stress on your muscle, at the same time, you need to give it the rest as well for them to grow. So it works for us too as human, because otherwise burnout set in. And I have a very interesting video coming up. It's part of many interviews that we have done. So interview that is coming up with Marco, you probably had seen. He's a life coach and a mindset coach. With Marco from the Netherlands, I have done another interview, and that's literally, we talked about burnout. A lot of information there. We both shared the information from our research and also from his practice that he had come across and people that he had spoken to. So we'll be talking about those two. That'll be fun. And we'll be sharing that interview very soon. But yeah, so burnout is one of the major things that can set in. And I felt it myself last year, actually. Because trying to juggle multiple things and tackle multiple things at the same time, feeling like I'm productive, I'm being very productive and producing a lot of things, but at the same time it affected me. So I have any of you who are watching experienced anything like burnout? Like you felt like you have done so much that you didn't feel like doing anything, because it has a lot of stages. Sometimes when it has already set in, we don't realize that we have burned out. It comes quite late by the time, sometimes it's very late, and sometimes midway you catch it when you feel like you don't find interest doing anything. You spend time, most of the time, feel like, okay, I'll just lie down. My life has no meaning, things like that. I'm just giving you very broad brush strokes, I would say. But as I was saying, the discussion we had, the new video that I'll be releasing very soon, on that video, the discussion I had with Marco, the mindset coach from the Netherlands or Holland, we had a very productive discussion, and I think you'll learn a lot from that discussion. Anyway, so saying hi to you all, because I see a lot of people watching, but at the same time, when you see people are watching, as I said, and as Esther said to me as well, it's a good suggestion that don't call them out if they don't want to. And if they want to enjoy like that, that's fine. But the platform, as I always have been saying, that Knowing Who You is the platform that we grew together. And I want to create a collective platform where people can join and share their combined experiences for other people. I mean, sometimes definitely that's why I have the expert interviews where I interview people who have a lot of experiences in their field. But at the same time, someone can be a specialist, someone can be an expert. But we are experts in our own right, because sometimes in life we go through certain things that not probably the person we feel like who is an expert or a specialist, he or she had been through. So that's where you come in. So you can share your unique story, and that might be very useful to someone. KWYA from India. Hi, KWYA. How are you? He's a very good musician.
Nice.
Amazing. I mean, creativity is another thing we always promote in Knowing Who You Are, because that's one of the things. And it's very important that we feel like, okay, I can't sing, I can't play the guitar or any instrument, I'm not creative. But we all are creative, but in our own way. Probably you can do a certain thing that I cannot do, Esther cannot do, even KWYA, who's a great musician, lovely guitarist from India, and very dedicated. But probably he can't do. But the thing is that we are all creative in our own ways. And you might be writing poetries, or you might be writing songs, you might be doing something with your hands, you might be doing something you probably do great somersaults, right? I mean, anything.
It's true. But again, the reason why the lives are so fun, because you have one thing that you cannot replace ever is experience.
Yeah.
The experiences I've had in the growing up in Holland in a completely different way than you have 5,000 miles away in Bangladesh. I cannot replace what you have learned and vice versa. And that's why the lives are so much fun, because people bring to the show stuff which we would have never had the chance to know or experience or learn.
Yeah.
And people who see things from their perspective. And that's what makes this really interesting. Message from Neha. So she says, I do feel burnout or depression too many times. Enlighten us how to feel inspired to overcome from it.
Wow, that's
thank you, Neha.
Very interesting
Nice question.
Well, whenever the burnout sets in, as I was saying, that it's a very silent process, and initially you don't understand that it's going through. So stage one is like every now and then when you get some indications, you feel like, oh, I'm just tired. Okay, if I sleep, I'm going to talk about sleeping as well. That's very important. So if I sleep a little bit, then when I wake up, it should be fine. Well, it does get fine, but then again, the next day, you start feeling again. So it's like the first stage almost, or almost the second stage, where you are getting indication, also physical symptoms that something is not right. Your body's trying to tell you. But problem is that during that time, we keep pushing through. We feel like, oh my God, I cannot really listen to my body, and I cannot be lazy. That's what we think, that if we stop or if we take time to rest and reset, we are being lazy. So we keep pushing through. That's when we do the harm, and we go to a state. From there, you start setting in the process where you would need help from a specialist or an expert who need to come in now, and also intervention, medical intervention, medication, a lot of things. But before that, let's forget about that stage. Hope no one gets there, and hope you haven't been there. But anyone who's going through that. So after first stage or second stage, when you feel like, okay, every now and then it feels a bit too much, you cannot breathe, and feels like, okay, I am feeling irritable, and sometimes I feel depressed as well, and like, what's the meaning of life? I don't feel like doing anything, and everything that I'm doing, it has no meaning, and where am I going? All these questions that come, and you just sit down, and there are times when you just don't want to leave the bed. Say you're sitting on a sofa, you feel like, okay. Because in my case, when it happened last year, there had been times I enjoy playing my guitars. As you can see, all the guitars behind me. So whenever I come to this room, this is the studio, I feel amazing, and I would pick up a guitar, listen to the sounds of the amps, try different sounds, and do something or singing. But there had been times thinking about singing, thinking about picking up the guitar, it was feeling like, oh no, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to enjoy it. And even you feel nauseous, almost. You feel like throwing up. Oh no, I don't want to do it, because it feels like your body tells you, oh, another thing you want to do now? It's not enough what you have done throughout, because it's not only physical labor. Also, when your mind is racing 100 miles an hour, you're thinking, okay, about south, then north, then, west, east, everywhere. You're letting your mind go everywhere, mind wandering happening. That's when body gets tired, because it takes a lot of energy for the brain. And your brain takes most of the energy from your body as well. So when you're making this brain work so hard, you physically you get drained, and definitely mentally. Because when you think, there are a lot of processes, I'm not going to get into that, but main thing is that when it sets in and when you start feeling like that, that's when I was talking about creativity. So what happens at that time, it's better to disconnect everything that you feel like that's keeping you productive. If you stop doing that, then your life will stop. Trust me, nothing stops. Because if you're dead, that's when everything stops. So long you're alive, that's what I realized. First of all, I'm alive, and that's the most important thing. I need to make sure that I enjoy my life, or at least just don't vegetate, like doing nothing. And I lost all interest, all purpose and a meaning in life. So rather than I'm still alive, what can I do? So what I did, being in connection with nature, that helps. And during that time, probably I started cutting out things from my list. Okay, I'll stop. I mean, that's when I stopped doing live streams, because it wasn't the fault of the live stream. It was the combination of everything, studies, my work, training, and everything that was going on. I was putting, and everything was too much, getting too much. So I thought, okay, what can I stop? Because I need to be alive to serve people. And if I want to help others, I need to help myself first. I need to love myself first. Because if you can't love yourself, and if you don't feel the love towards yourself, to be honest, from that point, you are not valuable to anyone. So I started cutting out things from my list. That's one. The things that I could live without. And I started sitting outside by the river, because thankfully enough, where I live, I have a river next to me, River Thames. And then I would go sit in a park, and places where a lot of quietude, like you're surrounded by quite a surrounding, and you can listen to birds, and there's no one talking. And there are moments, and Esther really helped me, because when I started telling her, look, I cannot breathe, there had been times, many times I was feeling, I said, look, I'm feeling very bad, I cannot breathe. And she said, okay, look, leave everything, just sit down. And she didn't even tell me what's happening, tell me how you feel, do you want to talk about it? Nothing. She just said, sit down. Okay, it's fine, sit here. And during that time, people who are near you, if they just put their hand around your shoulder, and even if they do this, like just tapping on your shoulder, that really helps. It feels like, okay, there's someone, okay, I'm not alone, fine. They're not talking to you, you're not talking to them, but just sitting in quiet, not watching a TV, not doing anything. So you don't have to get into any activity, just sit down and give yourself the moment. And if it takes a day, fine. If it takes 2 days, fine. If it takes 3 days, fine. I mean, if you can afford to, every now and then we might have to do certain things that we cannot do without, but try to take a break. And the break, push yourself. Even if your mind or your body says, oh no, you're being unproductive, you're being lazy, don't stop. You need to listen to yourself. Look, if you drop down dead, all the things that you feel like you're going to do and you'll be productive, it will have no meaning, because you won't be doing it anyway. And another thing is that, just imagine, today I'm alive, I'm doing this live, and it will be there, thankfully enough. People before us, our forefathers, I mean, I struggle to find picture. I haven't seen my great grandfather. I've seen my grandfather, but probably few pictures, 1 or 2. But we are so lucky. We are doing this video. It will be there, up there. Many years, probably even, I don't know what's going to happen to internet, but if everything runs, YouTube is still there. Some people might find it someday. Oh, back in 2024, these 2 people, they have done this live stream. But normally, it's so small that, and even there would be a point when all the videos and amazing thing that happens on YouTube, we'd be lost. No one would be able to find us. So, end of the day, all of these things are very small. But when you're alive and when you're living in the present moment, you're trying to help people and serve people and do something that will help others as well, and help yourself in the process. That's what I'm doing, we are doing. But the thing is, don't always think that the things that you're doing, you cannot live without it. Make sure that you're alive and you're enjoying your life first. If you can't do that, all the things that you're doing, there's no meaning to it. I mean, all the wisdom, here you see. So I'm speaking from that wisdom that I have grown from both sides. I'm probably here as well. Yeah, the gray hair came, all the gray hairs that you see now, it came with the wisdom that is carrying. Yeah. Sorry, I spoke a lot. It's a long answer.
Good. I wanted to add something, if I may. There was a time period where, where this is prior to the pandemic, where I was working full time, and there were long hours, and it was just very time consuming, and also the nature of the job required that my phone was on 24/7, and I was really on call. And I found one of the best things to get through periods of a tremendous amount of stress is to make a little bit of time, and it didn't matter how much time. It could be 10 minutes, it could be 15 minutes, to do something for me, just for me. And in my case, it often meant reading for 15 minutes before going to bed, just to take away the attention of what I was working on all day, or doing my art. I was painting a lot. I was doing scrapbooks. I was going through
that
magazine.
part, creativity, yeah.
And I found if you, especially in this day and age with the cost of living and everything else, the pressures that everyone has, it's so hard to say, oh, just go out and have a vacation, go to a spa. Like, no regular people that I'm around anyway have time or even the resources to do that. And if you have that time, you want to spend it with your family or do something with other people. But to find something, just something that you like doing, it doesn't matter what it is. If you like looking at trees, if you like going to a petting zoo, or you have a pet and you just like stroking them.
So everyone in the meantime, sorry to interrupt, hold that thought. Nilingwai, Neha, Shohid Mohammed, thank you. Please let us know, type it there and leave on the comment, what's your creative zone, or how do you express your creativity? What do? You don't have to be a musician or an artist or anything. Esther is sharing hers, I was sharing mine. But what is your creative zone? Sorry, I'm looking upwards. That's where the messages are. We have another screen on the top. So
anyway, that was just basically that was basically it.
Yeah. So she was saying that find your. It was almost like it's a refuge that you're seeking in your creativity.
Like, put yourself, even if it's 10 minutes, go into a bubble where you do what you love doing, what makes you happy, what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you that finds you in your own zone. And that can be anything. It doesn't even have to be intense, or it doesn't have to be very expensive. Like, I had a notepad and I had pencils, and I would just draw. I draw flowers, and somehow that just...
How long did it take you to recover from that?
It depended on what was going on. I mean, sometimes it would just be 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes I'd be in bed at night reading.
But the whole process?
In terms of
how many
the
days?
wind down? What do you mean?
Like, when you felt like, okay, it's overwhelming. So is it like small episodes, or is it like a thing that was continuous every night, every day it would come up?
I would say...
Because burnout happens when it happens, then it's an episode that continues.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are times when you don't feel it, but it comes back. It comes back because it has already set in.
I think basically because I caught it ahead of time, and because I always had this habit, I didn't get into full burnout.
Okay.
Because I could have very easily, if the nature of the work, the nature of the pressure and everything else that was going on. But the truth is, I never lost touch with my inner artist, as it were, and the fact that I loved reading. So it was a habit that I would never end the day just going to bed and just lights off. It would be, for now, I'm going to read until I feel calm again, or I'm going to draw until I feel calm again.
Wait, bring
I was able to reset.
I want to talk about this because you talked about reading. Because I was about to talk about sleeping, I told you guys. One thing is that going to bed on time and how much sleep you're getting every night, that's very important. And I'm going to tell you, because many of your body's regulatory functions that happen during your sleep, and it has to finish certain cycles. because it's very interesting. I'm going to talk about that a little bit so you'll understand what cycles and why do we say that we need to sleep for 7.5 hours, 7 hours or something. Some people say, oh, I'm very strong, I can get by with 4 hours of sleep. But it's not right, because
I used to be, I thought.
Because
until it almost drove me
a lot
mad.
of things can happen. And what she was saying about reading. So before going to bed, most of us have this habit. I mean, I had that too. I totally cut down on that one. It's just out of my schedules. Like checking on my phone as the last thing. I always pick up the book and bring myself to the point that sometimes the book just falls on my chest.
It's true. On your face.
Or Esther can tell. She would be like, because it would be just slowly, I see the book is just trying to fall from my hand. And Esther would say, are you falling asleep?
Like, are you awake?
Yeah. So I that's the time, that's the indication. Okay, now I'm ready to sleep. I'll put it away. So why you don't pick up your phone is the blue light. You're avoiding the light because your brain has it gets the signal that it's daytime from that light, and it feels like, okay, it's not time for sleep, it's daytime and it's daylight, which is not. Actually, it's probably 11 o'clock or midnight, but your phone giving that signal through your eyes, and the receptor is sending the signals to the brain saying that it's daytime. So it's releasing like cortisol hormones rather than melatonin. So you're not ready for sleep. So what is important, you are turning most of the lights around your surrounding in your house probably 1 hour to 1.5 hours before you go to bed or you get ready. And normally another habit is that we eat quite late sometimes. Many people do. I mean, we have the habit of, like, my routine is we have our dinner by 7:30 latest.
Yeah.
But having done that, your body has the time to digest that food as well, and you create that gap, you avoid indigestion. And because if you go to sleep, because many people, including, I mean, in my family, I've seen people, and especially in Bangladesh, this is, I don't know, because of the work probably, or also the work schedules or your life schedule, also the heat as well. 10:30, 11 o'clock, many people I've seen have dinner, and after dinner, it's time for bed. So everything is just put away, dishes are done, and then everyone is ready. So you finish your dinner, say at 10:30, by 11, everyone is bed. So you had no time and your stomach is full. Then your body is working extra to digest the food, because you're not walking off or doing anything, but rather your body is now fighting to digest that food while you're not giving anything or doing any kind of bodily function that would help it, one thing. And also it interferes with your sleep. So sleeping is important, because when we go to bed, our every one of us probably we dream, you know that, and how it happens. It's very interesting. So there are 3 stages of sleep: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Every stage is around 15 minutes. So stage 1, we call those 3 stages non-REM, so which is like non-rapid eye movement. So during the time your eyes, sometimes you see, you close your eyes are moving, and we always say that, oh, he or she is dreaming. So what happens, the stage 1 is your light sleep, you're just getting into your sleep. Stage 2, after 15 minutes, you get a little deeper. Stage 3 is very important. That's when we call it the deep sleep, because that's when a delta wave, it's the slowest frequency wave that is sent from our brain. So that's the deep sleep, and we need that. So 45 minutes. It's non-REM, your eyes not moving. So after that, you get into REM sleep. Because REM sleep is rapid eye movement. That's when you dream. And that lasts for around 30 to 45 minutes. So you have done 45 minutes before, 3 stages, 15, 45. Then you go to another 45 of REM sleep. That's when you start dreaming. And that's why sometimes we feel like, oh my God, we've been dreaming throughout our sleep, because it's a long cycle. So it's one cycle you've finished after that 45 minutes of REM sleep. So 45 minutes of stage 1 to 3, in total, and 45 minutes of REM. So 1.5 hours. So every night we need to finish around 4 to 5 cycles of that. So if you calculate that one, it comes around 7 to 7.5 hours. So if we don't do that, stage 3, before you go to REM, that's when many of the body's regulatory functions that take place. And also, another thing you'll see that when you don't sleep enough, most of the time when you keep awake, if you're watching, say, binging on Netflix or doing something, or on the net probably, chatting with people, or watching live streams, which is happening in the evening in the UK and you're in Bangladesh, please keep watching. It's important for you. But what's going to happen, that we have 2 hormones that gets released, is ghrelin and leptin. So ghrelin is the hormone that makes you feel hungry. But leptin is the one that gives you the satisfaction, okay, I'm full now, I cannot eat anymore. So what happens, this function gets deregulated. So that's why most of the time at night you'll see that, oh, I want to eat more, and you feel like snacking. You just go towards the fridge, open it, and have something, whatever there is. And that's how people put on weight as well when they don't sleep enough. This is one of the reasons. So there are a lot of other issues. Say we have lesions in the brain. Lesions is more like, if I speak in Bangla, অনেক সময় যে ক্ষত, it's like, I'm just saying that in very simple term, but lesion is something when a healthy brain, you have some kind of scar, you can say. So when you have that, and you have that when you don't sleep enough, and there are also issues like your white blood cells, it gets deregulated, and then you have plaques in your brain. So there are a lot of things that can happen. So not to scare you, so it's very important. People who think that they're very strong. So blue light avoidance before you go to sleep, at least 1 to 1.5 hours before you go to sleep. Try to fall asleep reading something, doing something natural, because your page in your book, it doesn't have any light. It's not blue light or anything. So your natural surroundings light is there. You're reading, but you're making yourself tired by reading something, because the brain is working and you're tired. And one important aspect of it I forgot to tell. During the day, it's important to get some sunlight. So either you look at the sun if you can, if it's not too bright, because otherwise you're going to harm your eyes, or just walk around, get some sun at least 15 to 20 minutes if you can. I mean, I understand in Bangladesh it's pretty hot and people are out and about quite a lot, so you have plenty of that. So definitely when it's nighttime, by the time you're ready to fall asleep. So that's one of the important things to regulate your circadian rhythm, the whole circadian movement in your body. And so sun, because it can regulate the timing. When is your sleep time? When is your waking hours? So everything can be regulated. So that's very important. Okay, Lord, I hope you understood. I've repeated myself quite a few times. But sleeping, I cannot overstate the importance of sleeping. It's very important.
I have a question. I've got this great book of healthy living, which I got ages ago. It's really nice. One of the things it said in there is written by a medical doctor, that 1 hour before midnight is the equivalent to 2 hours after midnight of sleep quality. So if you go to bed at 11 o'clock, it almost accounts for 2 hours. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't, you can now get less sleep.
I heard about this.
But I remember it's true, like when we go to bed before midnight, then getting up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock is not a problem, which we do. You do for exercise. Yeah. I do when you do.
Because this is another important thing, because your body, when it doesn't, how should I say that, complete these full circles, as I was saying, 4 to 5 of those full 1.5 hour cycles. If it doesn't do that, every time in the morning I try to go to the gym, I get very tired and I feel like I cannot do things. But when I sleep well, when I go to the gym, I feel probably 10 years younger, to be honest, strength-wise, things I can do. So I feel, please let us know, people who are watching now, how long did you sleep? I mean, no shaming here. And we it's not about that and what you feel or how you're feeling now. or how you felt today throughout the day when you were at work, or if you were lucky enough to have a day off today. Sunday, probably most of the people here in the UK probably had a day off. But if you were, did you enjoy enough without, if you had enough sleep, probably that's very good. But probably that's another weekend tradition, is that Fridays, Saturdays, most of the people tend to have most of the fun. So people think that I'm going to have a lie-in. It doesn't really compensate for the late night sleep that you receive the night before on Saturday night, and then Sunday lie-ins. It's a very popular thing, but it doesn't really recover you, and throughout the day you feel groggy and you don't feel that strength in your body. And again, the whole Sunday is half of it or almost all of it is wasted, to be honest, by the time you find your energy back.
I do like a Sunday lie-in, though, I have to say.
No, I mean, if it's a couple of hours here and there, we've done it.
Not because you've gone to bed too late, but just the fact that there's no alarm clock and you can just get up when you want to get up, and it's...
But still, going to bed on time, but then you're choosing to stay in bed, just lie there, not for sleeping.
Yeah.
You just
No,
woke
true.
up, then you're taking it easy. That's nice.
That's nice.
But you went to bed at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, then... because you have to make up that 7 hours. That's why you keep on sleeping till 10:30. You have done that, but as Esther was saying, that going to bed after midnight is equivalent to, like, when you sleep 2 hours, it's equivalent to 1 hour before midnight.
It's the other way around.
It is the other way around.
So if you have 1 hour sleep before midnight, it's the equivalent to 2 hours sleep after midnight.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry.
So 2 hours, if you sleep even 2 hours after midnight,
it's still...
it's like 1 hour if you went to bed before midnight. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
The other thing I learned is that, and this is something that I learned during my sort of event management days when I was in the events industry. So sometimes you cannot, because of work or because of commitments or situations in your life, that you have to stay up when you're not just having fun or whatever else. It happens to a lot of people. And one thing I learned is that your body goes through a whole evolution overnight to get rid of all the toxins that were picked up throughout the day. And that's why when you
that's a fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why when this is again from medical studies that I studied on this, because I actually did a study on what are all the things you should and should not have if you have to pull all-nighters. It was one of those things. And if you when you wake up in the morning, everything smells a little bit sleepy or whatever else. That is literally the result of toxins coming out, and that's why it's good to shower in the morning, not necessarily at night, because you get rid of whatever. But if you drink a lot of water, because also if you're dehydrated on top of not sleeping enough, then you just set yourself up for being fried. Whereas drinking a lot of water flushes out stuff as well.
Staying hydrated is very important. By the way, the phone number is there. People can call us using their WhatsApp. So there was already a few messages today when the trailer was up that we'll do a live stream. People were saying that, we're waiting for that. So that's why the number is up there if you want to get in touch. And let us know what time did you go to bed yesterday and how it affected your day today. So how did you feel? If you slept enough, what you felt like. If you didn't sleep enough, what it made you feel like. So you can let us know, and that can be an interesting discussion, and we can already see a lot of people are watching. So hello to you again. Hello from KnowingWhoYouAre Livestream, and we would like to thank you for your support and people who are tuning in. And as you know, we've been doing the live stream for now 2 years.
No, it started in 2021.
2021, the live stream. But
21, 22,
I
23.
had to take a little bit of break, as I was talking about burnout, because I had so much on my plate. I couldn't continue. I had to take a break, and because other things needed my attention.
And I wasn't going to do it by myself.
Yeah. Well, she can.
I could, but it would have been a very different subject.
Even I prefer.
It would have become an art channel, probably.
Oh, God. Yeah, unregulated. I'm doing something else in another room, and in the meantime, Esther is
showing everyone how to use oil paint.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
So
funny.
Hi to you all, and we'd like to request you to subscribe to all our channels on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well, because the live stream is happening on YouTube, and very soon more people will be joining on YouTube. So on YouTube live stream, it's a very popular thing, and people can join in because more people gets to watch that, and whenever we share that, even YouTube pushes it a lot. To be honest, our shorts and all the interviews that I do with the specialists in their field and the experts in their field, it's get it gets pushed out by YouTube to wider audience around the world. And we have seen that many people are liking. That's why we have this new platform.
Yeah.
But we need your support as you have. Yeah.
Yeah. So the names across all channels is Knowing Who You Are. The only thing is on YouTube, it's Knowing Who You Are podcast. So it's very easy. You start typing in Knowing Who You Are and you'll find that there's no one else that's called that way.
So far, so good.
Yeah. And we have a website as well, which is linked in there as well, which has
the link, if you go
everything.
to our Instagram, it's already there on the show description.
Yeah.
You'll find it. And once you subscribe, and also in the bio, the website is there. The website has all the interviews, live stream we have done so far. Most of
It's got
it's
poetry,
there.
it's got your solo ones.
Yeah,
it has
a lot
the
of
live
things
streams,
are there, and
everything.
many things will be being added. I mean, it's being added and will be added as we go, like all the new interviews that I'm doing and interviews that are waiting to become out. So, hello to KnowingWhoYouAre, Neha, Shohid Mohammed, Advocate Farida Akhtar, everyone who's been commenting and people who are watching now.
Yeah.
And thanks to you. And as I was saying, if it's okay for you to give us a call, let's have a conversation. Let us know what was your Saturday night like, and how it affected your Sunday, and how did you spend your time, and what's your daily routine, what time you go to bed, and what do you do to wind down. And it might help people too. As I was saying, these are more based on research and studies and how our body gets regulated. But definitely, if something else worked for you, probably you can share with us, so long it's conducive to everyone's health and normally to the popular empirical studies. I think we can definitely share our experiences and we can have a chat. That'd be nice.
I think it'd be great.
So the phone number is there, is on WhatsApp. You can, if you're calling from another part of the world, 0044 7308 192 908. So again, it's on the screen. You can dial us from our website, whether you were watching us from America, from Europe, from Bangladesh, from India, from Asia, or even from Australia. I mean, we have different people are watching from different countries, different continents as well. So we have had those calls. So I'd like to talk to people.
Yeah.
So numbers are there. So we wanted to touch upon those things: burnout, importance of sleeping, and also probably why I was saying having a dinner earlier at night, it helps. Because for me, I started having this conversation last week saying that I'm following a diet. It's more like it's an intermittent fasting thing I'm doing. So I have 2 meals a day. And I cook my meals. It's very easy to do. I just, most of the time, I'm almost feel like I'm turning into a pescatarian, like just having fish.
True.
So I have fish with vegetable, that's all, but no spice, hardly any spice, it's just salt. I fry with onion, and I have some broccoli, I have some cauliflower, some garden peas, and I just fry the fish in there. I probably put a little bit of salt, and that's it. And then add some hot water and just, it gets cooked. But to be honest, it tastes great. You can try. It might sound really drastic to you. Say, what the hell is he talking about? I like Mamar Biryani or whatever that is. But what is that? But my one, I feel like it's my biryani. But how I do that, at 7, say if I'm having my dinner. So from 7 the night before, the evening, next day 7 in the morning is 12 hours. Then I add another 4 hours to it. So it's 11 a.m. in the morning next day. I have my first meal. That could be my lunch, brunch, whatever you call it, not my breakfast. So that's my first meal. So regulating from 7 in the evening the day before. After 16 hours, I'll have my first one at 11 in the morning next day. Then the next meal I have again at 7 o'clock. So 2 meals a day. And to be honest with you, what happened was that, again, last year when I was saying this burnout was setting in, I always go to the gym and I'm very careful trying to look after my body. But, sometimes when you start these bad habits, when you start picking them up, because I wouldn't have fizzy drinks, but I thought, okay, let's have 1 can of Coke, a lot of sugar. I was trying to avoid that. Then suddenly I said, okay, 1 Coke, fine today. Let's have another Coke. And slowly, when you start having it, you make it okay for yourself. That I like Medjaina biryani, super spicy, super hot. So Mehraj, my brother, my younger brother, he's in England. So he's in Leicester. So he's tuning in, and he said that people who are from Chittagong, you know that. And that's what I did when I was in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
But I told myself, but at the time I wasn't doing my intermittent fasting and 2 meals a day thing, and not this without spice, just fish and vegetable. So what I did, I tried, because you have Food Panda and other like Uber Eats
so easy.
in Bangladesh. You have It's so easy, and
Yeah.
people deliver it. So I used to try all the different things I heard about sitting here, and my mouth kept on getting water. So I was thinking, okay, this mouth-watering food, when I go to Bangladesh, I'm going to have them. So what I did, I kept on ordering every evening, sometimes during lunch. But my plan was to order very small portions. So say if it's for 2 people, I would order 1 portion so we can share it. And I would try very small amounts. So thankfully, and I was going to the gym every day almost. So thankfully, I didn't put on any weight. I was stronger. But funny thing is that all this amazing food, as Mehraj said, they're really tasty. And he says super spicy and super hot. You can imagine. Well,
the crying face.
Yeah, he's probably, he's young guy, younger than me definitely. So he can take it. I suffer these days. Especially from Chittagong, we are quite immune to very spicy, very hot food. Esther, she literally cries. And she literally gets choked as well. So it really is. You'll see that Esther's eyes are getting wide. And she's like, oh my God. So, but yeah, this is my routine, that food. And lucky Mehraj, he's getting to. Every now and then I have these cravings for that kind of food. But to be honest with you, once I get into that mindset, it's all about habit. Your body learns that. I don't feel that craving for any kind of fizzy drink. I don't have the craving for any kind of sweet. Most of the time. And I think, so what I was about to finish, and then Esther will take over.
No, I was just going to say, because you're exercising, you're burning a lot, and also you're putting in the work. You don't want to mess it up with going for a waffle, which you enjoy at the moment, and then you just feel sad.
Yeah.
You can tell the story of what happened when we were walking home yesterday.
Oh, I will. So what happened, another thing that I wanted to add in that respect, the calorie you're putting in your body, you have to make sure that you're burning more than that. That's how you lose weight. So I have lost quite a lot of weight just in 2 weeks, in the last couple of weeks, because what happened during the burnout period last year, when I started picking up those bad habits of having these fizzy drinks and whenever, every now and then we just talk about, okay, let's have fish and chips, let's have biryani, because we have 2 amazing takeaway shops, just probably not even a minute's walk, to be honest, 30 seconds, and run by Bangladeshis, so you can imagine. And I used to make a phone call, I know their name, and I would call them, Bhaiya, can you just get ready 1 chicken tikka biryani and 1 lamb biryani or something. So we started having that. In the meantime, what happened, I put on a bit of weight. It's not that visible because I always go to the gym, but I could feel that I'm gaining weight. So I had to lose that and to feel fit again. And I started doing that, to be honest. And I'm fine. So yeah. So Mehraj, how he wrote that, it's making me laugh. Is Medjaina, because people might know from, who are you from? Anyone who's from Chittagong, you might know that Mejban, but in Chittagong they call it Medjan. So anything, the food, especially the rice that's cooked during that time, is called Medjaina.
You're saying, I remember you cooked and we slept. We all ate late and Dad said, it's not spicy enough. Oh, that's when we were there. That's right. Because I conked out. We all conked out. You were in the kitchen. And you had your back plan, that's right. Another pot of super hot Chittagonian hot meat. You're good.
Oh my
And I
God.
remember that was such a nice Eid with the
That
whole
was
family. That was
last
such
Qurbani. It was
beautiful-
it?
Yeah,
No,
it was
not
2 years
last.
ago.
2 years.
It was 2 years ago.
So thankfully enough, after many years,
that
after
was
I don't know,
amazing.
nearly 20 years or 17 years probably, Mehraj, my brother's, I mean, that's his nickname, Tanim. So he was in the country, I was in the country together because we haven't managed to be in the country together in our family home with our parents and celebrating Eid on top. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So Esther was there this time and she could see. But the hardest part was when all the animals were slaughtered in the morning.
Oh, God.
That was the hardest thing
Yeah,
for her
that
to
was-
bear.
that
Even
was-
I cannot bear it anymore, to be honest. I mean, it's nothing against religion or anything, but I feel it's very cruel. Anyway,
It was tough to
but
confront.
I cooked.
But the atmosphere
So we got the
was
meat, and after that I
amazing.
cooked, yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
great.
what Mehraj was saying, that was the plan, yeah. Because my dad wasn't happy because it wasn't spicy enough. So I had a second pot already cooked, which was quite spicy. And
Yeah.
that
He was
brought
happy with
smile
that.
to his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great times. That was wonderful.
So,
One
yeah.
of my favorite holidays I've
So
ever
what
had.
did Mehraj have today?
Yes.
What did you eat today? Tell us. Share with us. Truth. Just tell us what you had and whether spicy or by the looks of it, you seem to be a happy man, had a very good food, and especially his wife,
I
I
was
know
gonna
she
say,
cooks really
he's married
well.
to a very good cook.
Yeah, exactly. She, I mean, always spoiled him totally with all the amazing food,
Oh, yeah.
biryani and everything.
Yes.
Oh, he had chotputty.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, we love that.
Can we go to Leicester?
I mean, Eid is coming on the
Yes,
16th, so
it's
we are
true.
planning to have, I mean, this is the time when we go to East London and have all the amazing food, chotputty and everything. But I'm sure the chotputty they had at home
Yeah, I'm
is
sure
totally
it's
different
better.
from what we would have ever. Yeah, I mean, that's why we go to London. The place we go to for that is Nanna.
Yes. And Nana, if there's someone there, please sponsor us because we want free food.
Yeah, we mention you a lot of the time. Every now and then, biryani came up, especially kachi biryani. Well, I learned how to do it myself now, so I can
yes.
do quite well.
Yes.
But I haven't
though
done it
you
for
still have
ages.
the video of the lady in the background when he's cooking. He wants to make sure the recipe is
Yeah.
exact.
So how does the lady talk?
Kachi biryani.
Yeah, so she would come to the kitchen because what I do, I know how to do it, but sometimes, you know, the different stages of when you put what or what to do, different layers. So I try to listen to that video because there's one video I follow and one recipe is really good and that really tastes very authentic. So I follow her recipe and that's really good. And Esther would walk in. That's what she learned from that conversation, the only Bangla which is not probably fully Bangla anyway. So kachi is not a Bengali word actually. And biryani, well.
She just has a very distinct way of saying it, and she says it a lot.
Okay.
So I just remember that's the only thing I keep hearing in the kitchen, which is
Oh,
nice.
Tanim is, Mehraj is saying there are good biryani
Oh,
houses in
yeah.
London.
Yeah,
Which
there
one did you
is.
try? In London, which biryani houses did you try? I mean, you are right. There's one, I don't know if you had tried in London, which is called Mejban, I think, or something like that. But in the line of Mejban, Mejjan or whatever, that is run by people from Chittagong. And they only serve this, what Mehraj was saying, Mejjaina biryani. So they only serve that. So our plan, this Eid, we are going there.
Yes. He says Nana as well.
Nanna, oh yeah.
It is.
That's the place to be. But
Yeah.
let me warn you, because if you're coming all the way from Leicester, probably if you come, then definitely I'll cook the proper biryani. Kachi, I can, so trust me on that. Because nannas, sometimes they can be hit and miss. I don't know if they have two different chefs, but there had been times when I really loved it. There had been times when it's really bland, and I had to tell them literally.
I just remember the last time we went there, it was really good. We went there. I've done a lot of good reviews for them as well.
It's been a while, and
Yes,
thanks
it's
to my
been a while.
intermittent fasting, no spice, fish and vegetable, I'm enjoying it. It gets, at times, you know, we're all humans, and we have our vices, so every now and then, yeah, I miss it.
We've done pretty good though.
And he's saying, and some catering services too, they can even cook Bangladeshi wedding food. Ah, yeah.
Nice.
Man.
Nice. We need to set up a party
Yeah.
somewhere. A Knowing Who You Are celebration.
He's
We've
mentioning
talked
all
about
these
this.
things.
He
I'm doing
is.
good.
He
I
is.
already had my 7 o'clock meal.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
cannot
yeah.
eat anything until only water and black coffee. Not at night, black coffee in the morning, but till 11 tomorrow. I cannot have anything. But
And he
I
does
can
it
read
too.
about it.
And
It's
he does
fine.
it too. No, you do it. And you go to the gym before work without having eaten, which is very brave.
I mean, Mehraj started going to the gym, I know. I mean, I went there to Leicester and he tried swimming as well. I don't know if he carried on after that.
It's nice you guys
Yeah.
were swimming together. That was good.
So,
Yeah.
let us know what you're doing. So, chotputty, I'm sure you had more than chotputty. Chotputty is more like a snack. What else did you have? Share with us. It might open the door for other people to feel free that they can start sharing about their food. The Sunday meal, especially probably Sunday, what's the time, and especially when is a day off, like a weekend, Shukrobar or Friday in Bangladesh. Normally people used to have like biryani or khichuri or pulao or something like that. Even my mom used to do that. So Esther, you should eat Bangladeshi wedding food. Don't miss. Oh my God,
We
maybe.
should ask our dad or his friends to get married to enjoy the wedding food.
Oh my God, I hope Dad doesn't
I
get
hope
to
Dad's
see.
not watching.
Yeah, and also Mom's not watching. Yeah, he
But we
did.
should. That'd be fun. We should maybe do like a joint renewing of the vows.
I mean, rather we should do that.
That'd be
Like
fun.
we
A
do
double-
our, and you guys do yours too.
Shati
And
and
we can-
Mehraj and you
yeah.
and me, and we do a double wedding.
But what he's saying, that's true. I mean, there had been times, I can say it now, I'm safe, I'm in London, but when and many years before, there was a thing, there's a group of boys, I think many people probably do it now, or I don't know, from Spani Public School and Collegiate. Collegiate and Spani Public School, we were quite close and we shared like mutual friends. So they would just phone us up. He said, hey, do you want to go for a wedding? I said, yeah, let's go. And the first time I'd been there, I was so scared. I was like, okay, if someone finds out that I wasn't invited, and you just go walk in and they look at you, said, okay, which side are you in? I'm from the bride's side, even though I don't know whose wedding it was. I think many of you had done that. And probably, but Mehraj had done that, but he had done that, I think, legally, because he's a musician. And he was one of the best guitarists at the time before he left Bangladesh. And in Chittagong, he was playing a lot of gigs, especially wedding gigs. So he was part of a wedding band where they used to play like cover to cover a lot of music from Ayub
the
Bachchu,
whole evening.
LRB, whole evening, sometimes late night.
That's long gigs.
So he probably had a lot of wedding food, so that's why he can vouch for it. After Friday prayer, we used to go for lunch. Yeah,
You told me about that as well. Happy moments, happy memories.
That's why. I mean, I hear sometimes. I mean, every now and then we talk about this. We feel like, oh, what if we go and live in Bangladesh for a few years? I mean, you never know. Never say never. But it comes up because some of my friends, my work colleagues, they had been returning to their country. Like one of my colleagues, she is going back to Greece. So she was telling me, and I was so happy for her, just thinking that, oh my God, she's going to go back. She'll speak her language. She'll be with her people, family, parents, and friends. You know, this, because if you are born in a certain country and spend a part of your childhood in a part of a country, different country, you have these memories and that connection, even though, because half of my life is spent in England, but still I'm really also very nostalgic. Every now and then I get very nostalgic whenever I think about Bangladesh. And also, to be honest, every time I go back, the hospitality and the love you receive from everyone. I mean, I'm very proud to say that Bangladeshi people, we are all very hospitable.
Absolutely. I don't think I've eaten as much as in my life as when I was there.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was saying, Mehraj. Like, have you ever crossed a wedding? I did twice. First time I was about to have a heart attack because I was so scared. And everyone was saying, come on, because they were seasoned. So they're saying, hey, don't worry about it. I said, I didn't even enjoy my food because I was so scared. And they were having fun. And they said, oh, come on, because of you, we're going to get caught. because you are not acting normal. So I was doing it. But I think next time, the second time around, but I went to the same place. We had a place in Chittagong called Rupnagar. I mean, we did concerts there. Many times I performed. I think Mehraj did many times. And Neha joined as well. Exactly. I mean, I don't know if Neha crashed any wedding. I mean, girls, I think normally women or girls, they normally don't do these things. But men and boys, we are known to have done this kind of criminal activities. Just crashed wedding, gate crashing wedding, and without invitation.
Oh my God, it's funny. He's like, exactly.
So, have you done it? I mean, Mehraj got invited many times, as I said, legally, because he was part of the band. So they were treated well. But have you done that when you felt like, okay, I want to do it illegally because it's not fun. I need to, because it tastes better.
That's funny.
Hey, Shochi, how many wedding you crushed? Oh, there's someone else joined probably his friend.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, so he's asking the question to that. So anyone else? Anyone else?
Anyone else crashed weddings?
Yeah. Oh my God, knowing who you are. This is how you know who you are. So that's very,
own up.
Yeah, own up. This is also confessions. It's very important in life. And you feel better after, like, this big stone that I was carrying that's just crushing inside. It's just totally melted today, and heavy stone lifted off my chest.
He's like, so you did for sure.
Oh, probably.
He's confessing for his friend.
Oh.
Oh my God. But you know what? We have an expression in Holland. It's called de meer zielen, de meer vreugd, which means the more souls present, the more happiness, which means the more people are there, the happier the situation is. So you guys actually contributed in a great way to the wedding.
Yeah, I mean, we did.
You know, the more people
at least we helped them finish the food. Because otherwise, you know, what if they had some leftovers and they had to distribute among families? I mean, I would love them. Many of my uncles and in the family, because I had few uncles and aunties from my dad's side. Every wedding, the next day, I remember my grandma would say, okay, take this big roast, like whole roast chicken in wedding. Amazing taste. So, and we just bring it and you just feast on it for days on end.
Just like us when we were eating wedding cake for a week. Remember that?
Oh, whose wedding?
Our wedding.
Our wedding cake, yeah.
That was funny. We had this amazing wedding cake. We had actually 5 wedding cakes on our wedding.
To be honest with you, funny thing, our wedding cake, the cake that your friend... Tatiana, she asked me, which cake would you like, Ershad? And the cake I asked for, she brought it, amazing cake. I never got to taste it.
Yeah, it was 5 different cakes, and they were all in different staggered different colors.
I think we should share those pictures at some point.
Yeah, we should. It would be nice. Anyway.
Oh, you know, can you read that? Neha's saying.
Durush kura lol.
No, lol is different thing.
Oh, right. That means like lol.
Like durush.
Durush kura.
So kura means, it's in Chittagonian, it means chicken.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know what durush means. But durush kura means that roast chicken.
Ah, okay. So food.
Yeah, it's just chicken, but roast chicken. But it's like you can have that without any kind of spice. It's already fried, cooked, and properly.
It's fully seasoned.
Yeah, fully seasoned. You just have that. It's amazing. Like how normally, say, how we cook roast or Neha cooks roast.
Yeah.
It has spice and it has the curry as well. But even without the curry, it's nice.
Right.
Oh, I have to share a funny story. Remember my cousin Ronnie?
Yeah.
In Texas?
Yeah.
So it was the wedding, one of my uncle's wedding. So in the middle of the night, he got hungry. So it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, no.
And I said, Ronnie, I'm hungry. So, because we're just lying together, like in one of the rooms, we just decided to crash there. And he said, okay, don't worry about it. I'll arrange some food. I said, how? He said, you know, a lot of roast chicken, they came back from the wedding tonight. Because earlier in the day or early in the evening, my uncle's wedding happened. So he went down. And my granny, my grandmother, my dad's mother, she was such an alert woman. And in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock, she was like, who's there? Ronnie, what are you doing? I said, what are you doing? You're awake. My grandmother, right? Anyway, so he said, no, nothing. I just came down to grab a glass of water. So he took that chicken. But what happened, we used to get like chairs. When you invite guests, so many guests, we had chairs from the decorators. So you just hired those chairs.
Yeah.
So in the chairs, you have white covers.
Oh, no.
So I don't know if Rocky's watching. Sometimes Rocky joins our live stream. It's just such a funny story. If Ronnie was there, it would be lovely. So those white covers, Ronnie didn't know how to bring those chicken, right?
Oh, no.
So he took the white covers from the different chairs and he peeled up those white covers with roast chickens. So every white cover. So he brought 3 white covers from those chairs. So filled with roast chicken. So he brought them he said, I got the chicken and it came up. So he said, look. And I was like, oh my God, no. I said, it's fine. Look. And he took the chicken out of the covers, like the chair covers. Oh my God. And I was feeling so uncomfortable. But we ate them. He was
such a good soldier. He was sent for food.
I mean, we had such fun stories to share. Ronnie and me, things we had done.
Oh, no.
Oh, Tanim, remember? Yeah, exactly.
So unhygienic. It's true. In chair covers.
Oh my God. Yeah,
my God.
I think, probably
I can see him,
he was there. Mehraj was there probably.
Over his shoulder.
So was Rocky. But yeah, I remember. And Ronnie had stole those chickens from the fridge probably. And everyone, my grandmother was awake and he was saying that he got caught. But he said that, look, I'm grabbing a glass of water. So it was okay.
That's adorable.
Oh my God. Thanks for joining, Tanim.
Yeah,
it's really
nice.
it's fun, reliving, and it's very nostalgic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Grandma was shouting, exactly. Because Ronnie used to do all the crazy stuff because at the time they came back from Abu Dhabi. So they were staying in Bangladesh for a few years. After that, Ronnie and Rocky both were sent to America and that's where they studied and stayed on. But during that time, they were staying in the same house we used to have, my grandma's house. It was like a whole building, which is not there anymore, unfortunately. The whole trend that we have in Bangladesh, take down all old buildings, create multi-story, like all flats and everything. So that's why they had taken it down. But we missed that house. We grew up there. And Ronnie was living there. So every now and then, there are a lot of stories. Some of the stories I probably shouldn't share without Ronnie's permission.
We
Very sweet stories, though.
Yeah.
I mean, harmless.
We'll get him to call in
But
one day, hopefully.
what he did between him and my grandmother, the things that happened, that was amazing, very funny. And
From the roof, Rocky and I used to throw stones on cars. Oh my God.
I mean, Rocky,
Tanim.
that's why Rocky keeps on asking about. It's so funny. Because I remember that, because on the roof, there's one side that would open towards the main road, right? All the cars were parked. And these two, I remember, oh my God, you have seen Rocky, right? Grown up, married, had 3 kids, like 5 now. And Tanim and Rocky, they'll just sit there and they'll just throw rocks.
I used to throw eggs. I used to throw eggs at cars.
Oh my God, sorry. It brought tears in my eyes.
From the 3rd floor. I can just imagine you, Tanim and Rocky doing that. Oh my God.
I mean, Rocky and Tanim, I remember. Because the thing is, they are of the same age almost. So Ronnie and I, we were of the same age. So we would go.
Two younger ones.
Yeah. So we would be like, okay, we're not going to take you guys with us. And they would always follow and find things that we're doing. Say, for example, our grandmother would give us some money, especially to Ronnie, to buy some medicine for her. Ronnie would always put extra price and make it overpriced so he could get some extra money out. So we would go and play some arcade games, like in GC Moore in Chittagong. So you had some places where you could play arcade games, buy the coins and play. So the money he would save by overpricing and putting and telling my grandmother that it was priced like at least 10 taka dira, even though she would wonder why the price is getting higher every week. They're really ripping us off. But she didn't know that what was happening actually.
Oh my God.
So we would go and Ronnie said, Tanvir, let's go. My name is Tanvir. People who don't know Ershad, my nickname is Tanvir. So he would say, let's go play some arcade games. And we go and play. And then we thought that no one saw us. Then Rocky and Tanim would follow and they would curse, oh, you guys are, we're gonna, and they would blackmail us, right?
Oh, good.
And
well deserved.
not to be found out, we'd say, okay, we're gonna let you play a little bit. So what would happen? Ronnie would say, okay, fire. So, you know, there's a button for fire, and on the arcade games, you have the joystick. So Ronnie would control the joystick and Rocky would just do the fire. So he's like, just firing. That's the job, but Ronnie would have the main fun. So yeah, there are a lot of stories. Oh my God. Thanks for sharing. I mean, bringing back all the memories.
So funny. No, I didn't do stones though, but I remember because my bedroom was on the 3rd floor. We had a house, no, 2nd floor. And we used to throw eggs at neighbors that we didn't like. Obviously, they knew who it was. They would look up, and me and my brother would just be giggling, obviously. I did it twice. I got in big trouble.
I remember now, as he's saying, as Mehraj is saying, because when they used to throw the stones from the rooftop, so they would put that and they would just duck down, right? There are railings there and it's brick, so you can't see. Sometimes people would look up and there are chauffeurs or the drivers who drives the cars there. I mean, we don't call them chauffeurs back home like drivers.
Yeah.
But anyone who drives is a driver anyway.
Yeah.
But they would look up and they won't see anything.
Oh, no.
And they would take so much pleasure out of that they're playing this game with those people. And sometimes they would wait to hear the sound as well. Like it would make a tong, you know.
And he's saying, oh yeah, they tricked us badly. Rocky even cried on many occasions.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is, you guys tricking the younger brothers.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Talim remembers, I think, more than I do. Because there are things I was telling Talim.
About your siblings. You must have naughty memories.
God.
Oh dear. Wow.
Which one do you want to share?
It's not only us. Of course it's not. I mean, we've done some naughty things. God.
Okay, share one.
I'm trying to...
People, we are now sharing our childhood stories
We go from knowing who
and
you
the
are
things we have done.
to knowing who you wish
just
you were
confessing,
not.
confessing to the things that we have done, the wrong things apparently.
Oh, God.
Sometimes ripping the grandmother off some extra cash to play some games, and stealing roast chicken from a wedding. I mean, inside the house.
So funny.
But wrapping it or just putting it in a chair cover, which we had rented from a decorator. There was nothing else that my cousin could find. Things like that. And also like Mehraj and his cousin, like our cousin, they used to throw stones and hiding themselves from the rooftop.
On cars.
Yeah, on cars.
Not just throwing stones.
But it was small stones, not
pebbles,
big. Yeah,
little
pebbles.
yeah.
It's more like pebbles. Yeah, true. So people, if you want to share your like secret stories, you know, like harmless ones, didn't really harm anyone much, but fond memories. If you can think about something, you can
I
type,
remember actually something I used
or you can call us. The number is there.
Oh, I remember just one thing that I used to do with my brother. So we lived near the seaside, so we were at the beach often. And you know how when the tide goes back, there's squid. Is it squid you say? Like the jellyfish. And a lot of them will be on the beach. We had a little wheelbarrow. And we would collect them up and put them all in the wheelbarrow.
Okay.
And then what we would do is I would push it, and he had a little shovel. And when there's kids playing in the sand, you know, like they're with their back, we would literally chuck the jellyfish on their backs.
Oh,
like,
no.
You know.
Oh.
And the kid would squeal and run off, and we would be laughing. And they were not poisonous. They were just like disgusting,
it's
right?
A funny,
it's like a dead jellyfish. That's
different countries and different kind of, you know, antics. Like,
oh my God.
For us,
Never ending.
yeah, because we didn't have, I don't think so, because unless you lived in Cox's Bazar or somewhere.
He said no comment. I know, it's bad. If I think about it, because if someone had done it to me, I would have probably punched him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, too funny. And the thing is, it's such a simple thing, right? But you're taking so much pleasure in doing this naughty thing.
Yeah, I mean,
you're looking at kids these days, they probably don't do that.
That's the fun part, you know, different parts of the world, kids growing up did different kind of things. And for them, that's their thing. And unless and until you speak with someone, and sometimes they share the stories, it doesn't make sense to you. Like, it's a TV serial or something they used to watch. Even though you and I, we watched, what?
The A-Team MacGyver.
The A-Team MacGyver. And what? Knight Rider and Wolf. What wolf was that?
Oh, Airwolf.
Airwolf. Exactly. I mean, there had been days when Esther and I, we watched trailers of or the opening credits of all the 80s TV serials we used to watch, like MacGyver, $6 Million Man. I mean, we are showing our age anyway.
We're proud of our age.
Yeah.
We're very proud of our age.
Stingray. Have you watched it? Yeah. Stingray, and then MacGyver, Knight Rider, A-Team. I mean,
here's the other funny thing, which I know we discussed as well. So we're both considered foreign to this country, or English speaking, right? So we had cartoons that we would watch, American cartoons, and me and my brother, so I was about 7, he was probably about 5, and we would sing along with the opening titles, but not know what the hell we're singing at all. And I remember my brother, because there's this ad for He-Man. He-Man was a cartoon. And he's got the skull. I've got the power of Grayskull, right? Okay. Well, my brother would just be running around saying, I've got the powder. I've got the powder. Yeah, you proved your gray hair era.
Very proud.
Yes, I'm proud of
but
my
these
gray
days,
hair.
younger people are getting it.
Yeah, it's true. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, someone told me the other day that I looked like I was 31.
Oh, funny thing. My barber, the other day he was saying he was cutting my...
Thundercats, yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Thundercats. Thunder. So my barber, he was like, oh, you have a bit of a patch here, but you're married. You should be okay. He was... So after he finished, and he was saying... So I said, how old do you think I am? He looked at me. He's like, you are 31, 33. And I was laughing. I said, do you know how old I am? And I told him my glorious 40 plus or mid 40s, beyond mid 40 age. And he was, what? No way. I said, see, so it's okay. I'm going to get a little bit of that. I'm going to get a little bit of gray hair. It's
we can
fine.
do a bit of implants.
I don't have anything, actually.
No, you don't. No. It's actually fine. You're covered.
No,
you're still covered. You're good.
I'm good.
Me too. I have lots of cover.
50s is
new
30s.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I get to do certain things at the gym now, which I haven't done when I was younger. So there are a lot of things, but yeah, you have to be careful when you get older, because I didn't realize that. I kept on doing things the same way I used to do back in my 30s. So no warm up, go to the gym straight away, start taking the heaviest weight. And I started paying the price by having these lower back pains and everything.
Yes.
But then now I do it properly. It's fine. I mean, I've seen people who are in their 60s at the gym as well doing crazy things. So it's doable.
I mean, my parents have always been very healthy. They made a point of every day they walk. And they're both 75 now. No, 75. My mom's 74. And they walk a lot. And it's one of the things that my dad said. He used to bike a lot, so biking was always part of life. And they just make a point, like they used to have a little dog, so every night they went for a walk, and then since the dog passed on, they still do the same walk. And it's in their system. It's in the system.
Surprised. This is such a thing. I think it's a lesson for, especially in Bangladesh, when people, I think even from 50 onwards, people start saying, oh, we're getting old, it's time to die. But the thing is that with your dad, I remember in France, Annecy, we were carrying the boat together. I mean, he's 70, he was wearing a shorts and t-shirt. And with strength, he was carrying it, and he stands upright, does things. But in Bangladesh, at the age of 70, most of the people,
75,
you'll have a beard and a skull cap, and you're sitting in your room all day, and most of the time lying down and getting ready to die. But the thing is that this is a lesson that unless and until, because 70 is still not too old, to be honest. People end up living till 90, like Prince Philip. He was 99, I think, when he died.
He was,
and he was driving and he was forcefully asked not to drive anymore, because having here and there an accident. But at the age of 98 or 97, if you're driving still, amazing. I mean,
but I do think it has a lot to do also with the temperature and the food. Like it is hard to be super active in a country that is so hot. And then you've grown up with food.
So what about
habits
African
as well.
people?
True.
So it's about the mindset, I think.
I mean, so,
because if I go back to Bangladesh now, I find it very hard for myself. But people who are already there, especially say my dad, he doesn't feel that hot when I'm saying that I'm boiling.
Yeah, it's true.
He says that he's fine. He walks around normal, and I've met many people. They because their body is just has gotten used to it, but which we are not.
Yeah.
So I think for them, because when I stayed in Bangladesh, the longest I stayed was during COVID. It was 2 months I was there, and I was going to the gym. And that gym, initially the gym I had been, they were very hospitable to me, but it had no AC or anything. It had fans. And you can imagine 40 degrees outside, and I was inside a gym which had no AC. But later on, I transferred to a different gym with AC and all modern facilities. But at the time, I didn't know which gyms were around. So I was going there, and I managed, because after 2 months, slowly my body started getting used to it.
Oh. He says, there's another one from Medj here. My neighbour was a striker of Leicester City, still walking strong, going on holiday with the next door neighbour, and sometimes he encourages me to clean my own window. Otherwise I could hire. Well, yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you have to dangle outside a window, if you're not used to that, that's a different thing. But yeah, no, it's true. It's something that all of my on my father's side specifically, all my aunties and uncles, they're used to camping, biking, they're very active. And they've all said to me, once it's in your system and you're used to having it in your system, it's not that hard. It's when you're 40 to 50 years old and then you're trying to pick up a habit of being active, it will be very, very hard. That I can think with.
On that happy note, I think we had covered a lot of ground, from guilty conscience, secret stories to wedding crashing, gate crashing, and then what else?
We talked about
food. And spicy and hot food, and also fitness and childhood stories, being nostalgic. I mean, that's what life is all about, to be honest with you, and living in the present, and also doing things that we love to do and enjoying your life. That's what it was day before yesterday, I think we posted something from the channel which was about just being alive. It's an amazing adventure on its own, rather than chasing something you feel like that everyone should. But main thing is that when you're enjoying your life, that's what matters the most. So that's what we had done today. And this is what this platform is all about, knowing who you are. Because everything that we are saying, you are sharing, and it makes you realize certain things. I don't know what Mehraj is typing.
Shati.
Oh my God.
I am not going to read that out.
Okay. Well, that's part of life too.
No, don't be sorry. That was funny.
No, I mean, true.
It is part of life.
I mean, it's part of life. And definitely there are different podcasts. Probably we'll end up talking about it too. And it's important. I mean, Dr. Rena Malik, I would ask everyone to, she's from America, an MD. And amazing podcast and amazing channel as well. There's so much to learn, and people always think that they know everything, so it's important. So yeah, good point, Shati. Next time, and you'll be our guest speaker.
If you call in.
Yeah, you call in, you'll be our guest speaker. So you'll be talking on the show. Okay.
That's funny.
Oh, I think refer her to him. I think it's Shati typing probably.
Yeah.
So everyone who had joined us today and kept it alive, and it's a lively conversation.
Really
this
nice.
is what I love, and that's how every time we go back for a little while and we come back, that's how it's picked up.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining in, Mehraj, Shati, Neha. We had Shohid Mohammed, Advocate Farid Akhtar, who commented.
One of my cousins from Holland was watching
KWYA.
My sister.
And who else? Yeah. Thanks a lot for joining in.
A bunch of friends from England as well, actually.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you, Zanim. And thanks for sharing all that and bringing back all those amazing memories. And some of it I forgot. And you, because I remembered partial, and the other half you remembered. And Rocky joined as well. He shared sometimes. But it was fun. I hope he could join us today, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'd be great.
All right. On that happy note, guys, have a great evening, and make sure, probably most of you have had your dinner, and go to bed on time. And no blue light when you're going to bed. 1.5 hours, so 1 hour before bed, try to turn it off and read some books or do something interesting. And take care. Until next time. Bye. Sorry, I'm just holding my pen and telling everyone, you better do that.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe.
I love you all.